What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet stand up, and make sure y'all like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet and get some of the best dating advice on YouTube. I'm back from vacation. Now I want to cook up, so we getting right back into it. And today we gotta talk about how Zayybron got himself dumped by Cooking with Kaia. Well, I shouldn't even call her Cooking with Kaia no more, because after Streamer University, she got a new song. Her new song is Cooking with Kaia, Cooking with Kaia, Cooking with Kaia, Cooking with Kaia, because she straight cucked that man on Streamer University. All right, now that I'm done getting the jokes off, let me say this. Zayybron got himself out the paint. This relationship ending is completely his fault, and young men should not follow his example. Instead, you should learn from his mistakes, because none of this was as serious as he made it. He's a prime example of what happens when a younger man gets a baddie too fast. And I'm going to go into more detail about this. Now, first, we're going to break down Zaybron's crash out on Twitter that led to everything else. Then we're going to talk about Kaia's response. And then I'm going to string it all together for you guys at the end in a quick recap to let you guys know how Zayybron is the reason he's not smashing Cooking with Kaia no more. This is his own fault. It's not Kaia's fault. And how you can avoid being in the same situation, okay? So let's start with the very first tweet that kind of set everything off, okay? Now, this is a tweet not many people have brought up, but I thought it was very important. We seen on Twitter someone was just generally talking about Cooking with Kaia, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to the fact that nobody knows Zayybron existed, okay? Until Zayybron crashed out on Twitter, nobody even knew Cooking with Kaia had a boyfriend. Let me say this to you guys, all right? There's only two scenarios where a woman is dating you and no one knows she's dating you, all right? There's only really two scenarios of that. Either you're somebody else's man, or she's ashamed of you. Now, why she's ashamed of you could be multiple different reasons, right? She might be ashamed of you because you're broke. She might be ashamed of you because you're a fuckboy. She might be ashamed of you because you're ugly as hell, right? But you got good pipe or something like that. But it has to be one of those two. Either you're someone else's man, and that's why she's not saying anything about you, or she's ashamed of you in some way, shape, or form. She just doesn't think that you're anything to brag about. Because one thing about women, you don't even have to be in a relationship with them. If they think you're anything worth talking about, they're going to put you online. I can't tell you guys how many times I've been talking to a chick. We are not in a relationship, right? We might have only smashed one time. And she wants to take a picture with me, post a picture on Instagram, post a picture on Facebook, you know? And like, you know, or because they want it to be known, or they want you to meet their friends. I want you to meet my friends or go out with me and my friends because they want to show you off, right? Now, again, why they show you off, it could be multiple things. Maybe they're showing you off because they think you're really handsome. Maybe they're showing you off because you have a lot of money. Maybe they're showing you off because you have a lot of clout. It doesn't matter. The point is, if a woman thinks you're anything to brag about, anyone who's everyone is going to know who you are. Right? Now, the reason I said this isn't necessarily a bad thing is because at the end of the day, you still smash it. Right? So rather she's ashamed of you or not, you're still smashing. And to be honest with you, well, I can't say that all the time. I was going to say it's less required of a man who a woman is ashamed of, but that's not always necessarily the case. That's not always, because sometimes when a woman is proud of you, but she'll do a lot to keep you around and still not really require much. But the point is, overall, you're still smashing. And my thing is this. If you're smashing and no one knows it, there's no real reason to broadcast it unless you are now the fan. Why are you saying all this, Alex? Simple. Let's read this tweet. Dude says Cooking with Kaia definitely has a man, and he might just be some 6'6", 240-pound muscular billionaire, because ain't no way nobody ain't hop on that. She be in her dorm chilling by herself, right? And he's talking about a streaming university where every other girl is being 304. And at this time, Kaia was keeping up her, chill, good girl energy. But of course, it didn't last long because, as I told you guys before, Kaia's a 304 too. She's just a smart one. So she don't just put it out there like that. But either way, so his point in this tweet was simply that someone has to be talking to Cooking with Kaia. She can't be like untouched. But even in the streamer university, I'm not seeing anyone talk to her. Now, Zayybron decides to quote that tweet with his face. The reason that he did that is because Zayybron is in the position of a female. And what I mean by that is, I tell you guys all the time, when you're in a relationship with a woman, it can only work if she loves you more than you love her. And the absolute worst case scenario, well, not in the worst case scenario, but in the absolute next best scenario, you guys love each other the same. If you love her more than she loves you, that's a high train. It's not going to last. So as soon as Zayybron felt the need to broadcast that he was Kaia's boyfriend, when she didn't feel the need to broadcast that she even had one, he already took an L. He's already in the feminine position because he's already in the, look at my chick. She got all this money. She got all this clout. All y'all want my chick. That's a feminine position to be in. A man should never have that type of energy. If the woman want to keep it on the low, you should keep it on the low. This is deeper than Kaia at this point. I want y'all to really understand the game that I'm spitting to y'all right now. Because this dude's a streamer himself. You blew Kaia's spot up. She didn't want to know y'all were dating. So what happens when the next girl thinks you're cute? She now knows if I talk to him, he's going to tell everyone I'm talking to him. Guys, here's a major gem early. Women like discreetness. They do not like for everyone to know who they're sleeping with because they have to keep up an image. And that image is I have to have people have the perception that my body count is low. And I cannot do that if every man that I'm sleeping with or talking to on the low decides to tell everyone that I'm talking to them because they want everyone to know that they got a baddie. This is why the bad boys win early. And generally, women deal with men like Zayybron when they're really ready to settle down and be in a relationship, aka a simp or, aka a cornball. The reason for that is bad boys get so many women that women know there's going to be no real reason for him to blow up my spot if I mess around with him because he messes around with a whole bunch of women, right? If you're DDG, for example, and I'm pretty sure DDG probably did smash Cookinwitkya, but he's probably not going to say anything about it because he doesn't have to. He's also smashed Ruby Rose. He's also smashed Holly Bailey. You know what I mean? Like, he smashed a whole bunch of fine women. So there's no reason for him to push out there, oh yeah, I hit Cookinwitkya. Who cares? But when you're a dude who doesn't have a hit list like that, and you finally get something nice, you're the one who feels the need to put it out there. Now, Kaia went from having an aurora of, oh my God, who is her man? This little kind of a good girl image she had going, to now she looks like a 304. Again, even though a gamed up dude already knew she was a 304, dudes who weren't did not. And now you blowing up her spot, right? Now, not only did you blow up her spot about being her boyfriend in the first place, you take it to the next step because his next tweet goes, taking that to the chin, good run 100, Zayybron is back. Now he's subtweeting. Here's the thing. He could have just left it at that. Even a female, on average, would have probably just left it at that. But nah, he goes into full crash out. He then follows up with, damn, I'm in the hotel waiting for my bitch, and she at the club 6 minutes away from me, getting her ass slapped live in front of 50,000 people. Clout a dangerous drug. Never trust no bitch, y'all. Learn from me. Now, here is the video in question.
One spotted on my mouse right here. Right.
Now, my problem is this. Number one, if you're embarrassed, first of all, how can you be embarrassed? Nobody knows you exist. So, if this was something you could have completely waited until Streamer University was over, right? And just had a conversation with Kaia about this. Hey, I think you was kind of wilding out that day at the party. You ain't really have to do all that. All right? Because no one knew who you were. So because no one knew who you was, she couldn't have possibly been embarrassing you. You embarrassed yourself by, one, announcing yourself as a boyfriend, and two, acknowledging her at this party, in your opinion, acting like a 304. Now, my opinion, as a man, who's older, right? Because I'm 34. And as a man who's been with way more women than Zayybron has, right? That just comes with age, right? What Kaia did in that party really wasn't that wild. She bent over, she was twerking, somebody came and reached across and smacked her on the ass. To be honest with you, in the footage, you can't even really tell if he's hitting Kaia's ass or the girl next to hers. But either way, it doesn't matter. It's like in her, the way he was doing it was the way a female would do it. It's like an open hand, over the top smack. It's not like a grab or a hard smack, right? So she probably thought it was one of the girls. And at the end of the day, even if she knew it was the dude, she's at a party. You know what I mean? No one's kissing on her. No one's like grabbing her cheeks or rubbing her down or filling her up. She's twerking. Some dude was smacking her on the butt, and he was reaching over a bunch of people to do it. It's really not that big of a deal. And definitely something that if you really were going to say something about it, then you should have just said something about it when y'all got to the crib. All right. But to me, males shouldn't get jealous. That's a female trait. And what I mean by that is when I go and party with girls I'm in a relationship with, generally I tell them, look, we are a party, so we're going to dance with other people. Because my thing is this. Most dudes who worry or overly worry about women cheating or what women are doing or whether or not they violating, it's because they ain't got no women. Right? If you have a bunch of attractive women around, if you're at a party, for example, and you could dance with other fine women, you're not going to be really tripping about your woman dancing with another man. Also, by that same token, if you're a man who can dance with other fine women at a party, your woman's not really going to be focused on dancing with other men. Because that's a form of like entry-level cucking. Just like you have soft prawn, this is like soft cucking. When a woman goes to a party and she says, I want to dance with other people, she's generally only going to say that to a man she doesn't think could pull a woman who looks just as good or better than her. She's not going to say that to a man she think can. Right? So I'm saying that to you to say, as a man, as soon as you assert that to your woman, she's now thinking, oh, wait, I'm going to be up on him because he clearly feels like he can get something as good as, if not better than me, because he's not worried about me. The best way to keep your girl from being stupid out in these streets and cheating is to not really worry about it. Because then they wonder, well, why don't you care? If they say they're going out, you say, okay, go have a good time. Just don't bother me when it's my time to go out, right? They automatically think, well, why is he so okay with me going out? When he going out, who is he seeing? How much fun is he having? That makes them not want to even go out like that no more. Now, again, is that every chick? No, some chicks are still going to go out. But my point is, if you got motion, you're not worried about her motion. You understand what I'm saying? That's my point. You shouldn't be waiting for her to come back from a party. You should be doing something with yourself. Rather you're streaming yourself or rather you just, I don't give a damn. Even if you're not streaming, I don't give a damn if you're just watching the game, playing the game. But you should be doing something other than just waiting for Kaia to come back from the club. This is some Travis Hunter type shit. I'm sitting in the car waiting for my girl to come out of the club. What is wrong with you Gen G dudes? You guys are weird. I ain't never in my life, my girl going to a party, I'm just sitting there waiting for her to come home. I'm doing shit. Whatever I might be doing. I might be making beats. I might be making a YouTube video. I might be watching the game. I might be playing the game. I might be catching up on work. But I'm doing something and they ain't worrying about what she's doing. So again, everything about this man's motion is from the perspective of a female. Which is why I'm just like, this is why you're getting yourself out of the paint. This entire text thread, I just took every single tweet and broke down to you guys how he did this to himself and he got himself out of the paint. Then he ends it with, F Streamer University, I just lost my ball. Well, again, you lost your ball because you didn't shut up. No one took your ball from you. She was just at a party dancing. She wasn't smashing anybody, bruh. Plus, you gotta realize Streamer University is scripted, it's fake, it's not real. So even if she was quote unquote, even if she got caught in the room with somebody, 9 out of 10 times it's fake. She get in the bag. Let your woman get the bag. Again, if you're that worried about her motion, it's because you don't got motion. This is not a smoking gun. You didn't catch her texting nobody. You didn't catch her smashing nobody, sending nudes, nothing. This is not a smoking gun. And you crashing out. This is the type of crash out that happens when you're shooting above your weight and you're dealing with a woman who you low-key kind of know is too attractive for you and you shouldn't be dealing with. Now, Kaia is about to come and give her perspective, which is going to back up a lot of what I was saying. All right, let's get into what Kaia had to say.
Like I said, I'm not going to speak on his situation. I was respectful enough to tell him, I still want this, but I just want you to go get established. That's all I was asking for. I just want him to get established. To the point where I kept telling him, like, yo, I got so fed up. I was literally telling him, like, go hang out with boys. You have friends out here. Like, get out the house. You don't got to stay with me 24/7. Like,
now, I want to stop it here because this is the part that got everyone on the internet tripping, or a lot of the dudes on the internet tripping. But that's because y'all listen like women. Again, a lot of you Gen Z dudes need to get y'all testosterone up. Because what do you mean y'all listen like women, Alex? Let me explain. All y'all heard in that was she wanted him to get established. Y'all didn't listen to what she said directly after she said, I wanted him to get established. And it was very important because what she said directly after she said she wanted him to get established was that you got friends. Go outside. Go make moves. She never called him broke. See, y'all just heard the word established and y'all immediately think money. Stop thinking everything that has to do with women has to do with money. The best gems come for those who stay to the end. I repeat, the best gems come for those who stay to the end. Stop thinking everything that has to do with women has to do with money, guys. Because she's telling you what she means. In her case, get established means get a life outside of me. What did I say before we even got to Kaia's part of the video? I said if you got your own motion, you wouldn't be sitting out, at whatever a.m. in the morning it was that he said, waiting for your girl to get out the club. You wouldn't have even been online to see the stream and see that someone smacked her ass. You know why? Because you would have been busy doing something. Again, doing your own stream, watching the game, playing the game, working out. Maybe you work out late. I like to work out in the morning. Maybe you work out at night. Cleaning the house. You know what I'm saying? Making a beat. Something. You would have had your own motion. You wouldn't have been worried about what Kaia was doing. What she's saying lines up with how he's moving. That's why I said to you guys earlier, Zayybron is coming off in this situation like a dude who never had a baddie and he's insecure. That's literally how he's coming off. Like a dude who has no motion. He don't got nothing else going for himself. That's what she's saying. You're too concerned with me, spending time with me. What am I doing? Where am I going? What am I getting into? My dude, get a life is what she's telling him. What she's telling him is, you don't have any motion, and I need you to get more motion. Okay? That's what she meant by established. She didn't say nothing about money. Everybody's just like, oh, Kaia wrong because she just got her money. She just came up in December. She didn't have her money for that long. Now all of a sudden he not good enough and blah, blah, blah. She didn't say any of that. Now, I do think the fact that she was dating this man and we didn't know who the hell he was does indicate that she probably would have preferred him to get his clout up and probably his money too, right? But at the end of the day, she was still dating him. Maybe she was preparing the monkey branch, but she hadn't done it yet. He's the one who got insecure when she went to Streamer University and she was around DDG and Kai Sinat and Duke Dennis and all them dogs. He's the one who got scared. She didn't do or say anything. You guys understand what I'm saying? Her big concern was, listen, you too much up my ass. And I can pretty much tell, without being a fly on that wall, that he probably got up her ass when she went viral and became bigger than him. The dynamic changed. A lot of you guys, and I talk about this on my channel all the time, right? Because I'm one of the few channels on YouTube where I tell people they just should not date broke women. They should date elite women who come from elite families. Right? Now, there's way more that goes into being an elite woman than just money, right? But one of the criteria for an elite woman is that she makes $75K or more, or she comes from a family where both of her parents make $75K or more. At least $75K is the floor. And the reason that's important is because you need your woman to have motion. On paper, it sounds good to date a broke woman who's completely reliant upon you. And to me, that's for non-masculine men who can't be the head of their household unless they got a broke chick who needs them for everything. If you're a real masculine man, it doesn't matter if your woman has more of you than less than you. You're still the man, so you're still going to hold it down. She's still going to lean on you for the decision making. Like, what are we talking about? Just because a man could cook doesn't stop his woman from being the feminine homemaker. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be a man who can cook, right? And your woman can still be the feminine homemaker. Your ability to cook doesn't stop that. So your woman having money should not stop your ability to run the household, nor should it make her not look up to your wisdom and guidance, because you're still the masculine, calm presence in that household. Women know that they are emotional. Right? So y'all might be thinking, well, what are you saying all this for, Alex? Like, where are you going with this? My point and why I'm saying this and where I'm going with this is a lot of you dudes only date broke women, only date women with no clout, only date women with no motion, because you're afraid that if you date a woman with as much or more motion than you, you can't control her. And that fear comes from femininity, not masculinity. A masculine man doesn't fear whether or not he's going to be able to lead his household no matter what his woman has. And he doesn't hold his woman back from greatness out of fear that if he lets her be great or she becomes great, she's no longer going to want him. All right? Like, that's just not the way our brains work. It's just not the way our brains work. You understand what I'm saying? So what happened here is when Kaia surpassed him, the dynamic changed and she started to feel like the man in the relationship because his energy changed. Now all of a sudden he's being insecure. He's being needy. He wants to be around her all the time. I guarantee you this was not how it was at the beginning. He wants to be around her all the time. He wants to be up her ass. It's a whole 360. She's not attracted to that. If she's around dudes like Duke Dennis, for example, he ain't about to be up Kaia's ass. He's got 99 Kaias on his line. so you guys got to realize women like to chase to an extent too. You know what I mean? Like, women like their men to have motion. They like other women to like their men. And they don't want you to sleep with these other women, but they like having a man that other women desire. Nobody want no, you know what I mean, man, and you come in the room and everybody laugh at you and shit. Just like we don't. You know, nobody want no woman, you come in the room, everybody's like, what the hell is that? Where'd you find that at, right? So I'm saying that to say women want a man with motion. You should want a woman with motion. Because as I broke it down many times on this channel, women who are just all needy, don't got shit going on, need you for every goddamn thing, they come with their own set of problems. These are women who end up getting smashed by the milkman while you working 12-hour shifts to take care of them. You know, the UPS guy and the Amazon guy coming through, smashing them cakes. They come with their own sets of problems. Right? So this dude is lacking in masculinity. Kaia's success has clearly made him crash out. When there was nothing to crash out over, he was fine. You the one who's sleeping with Kaia. No one even knew you was doing it, bro. This is the GOAT position to be in. Just shut your mouth and keep rocking out. But you want to crash out. You messed it up for yourself. Let's go ahead and finish up what Kaia was saying really quick.
Like, I don't know. I just got frustrated. It's just, yeah, I am too young. I just got frustrated of carrying the weight. Y'all, I couldn't do nothing. Like, he didn't let me do nothing. Like, oh my gosh. It was so bad. But anyways, like I said, I'm not going to speak on his situation.
See? What did she say? She got frustrated with carrying the weight. He wouldn't let her do nothing. He wouldn't let her be nowhere, be out nowhere. And it got on her nerves. Guys, when Floyd Mayweather said, if you think your wife's a trophy, keep her in the house, a lot of people misunderstood what he meant. A lot of people thought that meant, okay, if I got a baddie, I can't let her go outside. That's not what Floyd was saying. What Floyd was trying to say was, if you think, right, if you got a chick that looks good and you don't want other men to try to talk to her, then your only choice is to keep her in the house. But most men get trophy wives on purpose. What's the point of having a trophy? You want to show it off. When you win the finals, you don't hide the trophy. You put the trophy in the stadium. You put a banner down of the trophy. You have a ceremony and a parade where you show everyone the trophy. The best gems come for those who stay to the end. Right? So a masculine man gets a trophy wife and he thinks, I'm going to show everybody my trophy. First of all, masculine men should be hanging out with other masculine men who should have trophies of their own. So if anything, all y'all should be going out, like, for example, to dinners together, and all you showing off your wives. All you going to, like, even if you work a job, like you have an actual career, you go to a banquet at your job, ideally all of you should be bringing your wives, not just you. So everybody's bringing a trophy. Look at my trophy. Look at my trophy. Look at my trophy. I won my trophy in 2012. That might have been the year they got married. I got my trophy in 2022. You get what I'm saying? You know, mine is an MVP trophy. Mine is a final trophy. Mine is a Super Bowl trophy. You know, that might be black, white, and Puerto Rican. You get what I'm saying? But my point here is, a masculine man wants to show off his accomplishment. He wants to show off his woman. A unmasculine man, right, or a feminine man wants to hide his trophy because he's scared, as they say, as the Gen Z says, someone's going to take his ball. Kobe didn't worry about no one taking his ball. You couldn't take Kobe's ball. Jordan didn't worry about no one taking his ball. You couldn't take Jordan's ball. All right, Aaron Rodgers very rarely threw interceptions. You couldn't take his ball. You get what I'm saying? But a quarterback who's a fringe starter, he's scared someone's going to take his ball. Right? You guys understand? Ooh, king of analogies. Either way, my point here is, instead of him just chilling out, he crashing out. I don't want you going there. I don't want you going there. I don't want you doing that or doing this. Because he's afraid. And that fear has nothing to do with Kaia. That fear is internal. He feels like he can't compete with the type of men she's around on a daily basis. Rather that be, he feels they look better than him, they got more clout than him, they got more money than him, one of the three, all three, they can build and repair things better than him, they can pipe her better than him, who knows? But the point is, there's something them dudes have that he doesn't think he has, so he doesn't want her around them. Me, personally, I fear no man. Let my chick hang out with anybody she wants to. And at the end of the day, if he take my ball, hey, the better man won. But here's the thing with me. You take my trophy, I'm going to go win another one. Let it breathe, run it back. If you take my trophy, I'm going to go win another one. Jordan won 6 finals. Not one. Kobe won 5 finals. Not one. Brady won 7 Super Bowls. Not one. So you take my trophy, I bet. I'm going to get another trophy. That's the mindset of a masculine man. This is scarcity. This is, oh my God, I can't let you take Kaia. Where would I get another Kaia? Go to Streaming University. India Love was right there. Now, I would rather have Kaia than India Love for a bunch of different reasons, but you get my point. My overarching point here is there's a bunch of baddies in the world. Kaia ain't the only baddie. All right? She wasn't the first. She won't be the last. So why are you worried about that? Somebody take Kaia, go get somebody else. Look at DDG. Ruby Rose leaves, right? In comes Holly. Holly leaves. In comes India and a multitude of other women. Ain't nobody worried about that, right? You should have confidence levels in yourself that you feel like you can pull this type of shit off. If you don't, that's on you. That ain't on Kaia. Because she ain't worried about your ass. She done dumped you. Because she knows she can replace a Zayybron. You got to have that same mindset. So at the end of the day, and to wrap this video up, if Zayybron knew how to shut up, and if Zayybron had some confidence to himself, he would have never even got dumped. This wouldn't even been a thing. Honestly, he's the reason everyone knows she was partying and that her ass got slapped. If he wouldn't have said anything, we wouldn't have even known. I wasn't up watching no damn Streaming University to see them kids partying. And a lot of other people wasn't either. Not a lot of people were, right? But a lot of people weren't. But here's the thing. No one knew Kaia had a man. So you didn't even have to be embarrassed. You could have just shut up. Everyone would have wrote it off as a young girl having fun, and you would have been fine. Instead, you ran out to say, that's my girl. And you got embarrassed because she was being a 304, right? And made you look like a cuck. Then you got embarrassed again because she dumped your ass. Because you made her look like a 304 by announcing yourself when you was supposed to be hidden. Play your position. You was getting the punani. Now you get no punani and you got no girl. Anyways, y'all, that's my thoughts on that. I am Alex and I am out. Peace.